What's up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. I am your co-host today, Jordan Comstock. With me, as usual, Mr. Ben Tune. What is up, Ben? How you doing, dog?
What's up, Jordan? The photo behind on Susan's wall is sort of a description of what today looks like, you know. But
Yes, it's a dark day.
it's
It's
a it's a
snowy and
dark,
dark.
beautiful day. That's actually a pretty cool photo. But otherwise doing very well, Jordan. How you doing, my man?
Doing good. Ben, we've got an exciting guest. Her name is Susan Lane. Susan, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I am doing really well. I appreciate you having me. And
Yes.
about that picture, just since you mentioned it, it's Sedona. I don't know
Oh,
if you
All
can
right.
really see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
a lightning strike right over Bell Rock.
Okay.
Oh, got it. Yeah, the famous
So I
Bell
Cool.
call
Rock.
this my
Yeah,
Sedona room.
yeah.
Great.
That's
We like
awesome.
nicknames for rooms. Yeah. So why did you choose that?
I'm from Arizona,
Okay. Gotcha.
and that's where I started 180 Dental
Okay. Oh,
years
cool.
and years, well, decades ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're winding the clock to when you first started your dental career. Do you mind telling us about that? Like how did you get to 180 Dental?
I started 180 Dental after working in a couple of different offices and working with Henry Schein as a beta tester for
Mm.
all of the updates. So back in California, I was part of the billing team for Lassen Indian Health, and this was in the 90s. We were given the option of testing out G2. We were in Dentrix 11. We started implementing G2. It didn't go very well. So I contacted Henry Schein and I said, hey, does this program do this? Does this program do this? And from there, our relationship began. And I am part of the first look team implementing all of the updates in Dentrix Core.
Cool.
I install, update, and train just Dentrix Core, and my company,
Mhm.
we clean up databases, especially in a transition or an acquisition or implementing a new associate.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of work.
It is,
That
but
is.
I have loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So cool.
Yeah.
So, you focus a lot on insurance, I would imagine, working with Dentrix Systems.
Yes,
What are
definitely.
what are some of your top quick tips?
So I would say right now, one of the top tip would be send your claims cleanly and send them with everything that you could possibly want to send the first time electronically. Insurances are implementing AI technology
Yes, they
to
are.
process claims.
Mhm.
In that process, it is looking for parameters like SRP. You need an FMX, a Pano, and Bite Wings, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a checkbox for the AI system. So it's going to look at how many frames that you're sending if you label it radiographs and it says FMX. It's going to look for 18 individual images as it scans it through the computer system. If you're only taking 14 images, it may kick that claim out saying it didn't meet the requirement because we're not dealing with humans. We're dealing with a machine that has been programmed specifically for certain data fields.
Mhm.
Geez, here we go.
Yeah.
So when you're sending perio scaling charts,
Mhm.
those probing depths, you need to mark which teeth are missing. You need to mark which teeth have the restorations, like a bridge or an implant. It's looking for all of that data. And if it has data already for the insured patient and it doesn't correlate with
Hmm.
the insurance information that you're sending on that claim, it can kick that claim out of the system because it's looking for that implant on, tooth number 12 or something.
So,
Yeah.
Susan, are we seeing more claims being kicked out then because of
Yes.
this? Do you know
Yes.
any stats on that? Any data on that?
I do not. I have, clients coast to coast. We have a lot of questions coming up recently in the last, I would say 60 days, why perio maintenance is now getting rejected.
Jeez.
And they're requiring prior SRP history. And
Okay.
if the history is not within 24 months, they can deny perio maintenance.
Jeez. And I mean, I did a podcast episode a couple weeks ago, and I have another podcast for Boom Cloud. It was with Dr. Dan Nelson, and he talked about perio as one of the most undiagnosed treatments in
It
dentistry.
is.
And that's insane that now we're having to combat against AI insurance on helping patients. And so is there a way we can combat AI with AI? Because doing all this manually sounds like a pain in the butt.
Yes. So there are different programs out there. Some are free, some are very minimal fees, and you can use ChatGPT.
Sure.
You can use Gemini and Google. You can use some of the other platforms. There is a brand new one out that helps you in more than just your claims processing, your treatment coordinating. Annie is very new in our field.
Yeah, they were just in my office.
Yes. Yeah.
They're here in Utah, and yet another Utah company.
Woo! So I envision that being the future of where we're going to go in this field. As a dental billing specialist, I implement the ChatGPT because if I'm listing a code like a surgical extraction, to get that claim processed, the receiving AI computer is going to scan my narrative for 2 words. One of those words is going to be sectioned tooth. Okay. If you're doing a surgical extraction, you're sectioning that tooth. You're also going to be doing the elevation of the roots, and you're going to be suturing. So it's going to look for what kind of sutures that you're using, how many sutures that you're using in the narrative. Those should be included in the clinical notes. That will get your claim paid very quickly without getting kicked out of the system.
So yeah, we want to use AI to combat AI. You'll never win if you're doing it manually.
Yeah.
You won't. You just won't.
It's a lot of figuring out how the insurance company wants to see a claim, right, Susan? Like sometimes there's some differences between what an insurance company would want over what another would want for the same type of treatment, right?
That is true.
And do you think? Oh, go ahead, Susan. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that.
So that brings up an interesting thing with, let's go back to SRP. Doing localized SRP, 1 to 3 teeth, most insurances, but not all, want the worst tooth. Their field of data that they're receiving to process that claim is 1 tooth, not 4, 5, 6, or 12, 13, 14. It wants the worst tooth. The AI is also looking for all 6 probing depths. And the criteria for processing that claim right now has changed in correlation with what they're teaching in hygiene school, what they have taught in the past in hygiene school. So insurances have figured out that if you don't have 3 of the 6 probing depths at 5 millimeters or deeper, they can deny that claim for not meeting the criteria because it's a clause in the plan itself.
That's interesting. Yeah, it kind of brings up the other component behind CDT in general. Does the ADA agree with that? because they're the ones that own the CDTs, and the insurance
Yes,
carriers
that is
cannot change the
true.
definitions that
You know,
they're
and
leasing
that would
them.
be a great question for Rick Garofalo, probably not for me.
Yeah.
Let's bring him on the show, Ben.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should. That would
Yeah.
be an excellent podcast, let me tell you.
Does Rick, I know of his name. I actually I saw his on the speaking lineup for a conference that I'm speaking at as well in DC next year. I'm excited to meet him because I've read his stuff and never met him, never talked to him. Does he work with the ADA or for the ADA, or is he independent?
I want to say that he is completely independent, but he has strong influence and ties with the ADA.
Got it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because those are questions that I want to ask
Yeah, let's bring
ADA
'em on.
officials, which I've tried
Great.
over the years very carefully. But no, I appreciate you kind of covering all this side stuff, because what we want to talk about today is how to implement change, right? Change on new information that you get when you leave a conference. But this is actually pretty good.
Well, implementing AI to combat AI insurance is change, right? So
it's big time change.
It's a big change that I think most the dental industries, I mean, I'm sure some practices see it coming, but I talk to a lot of office managers that are clueless about AI. So I think that was an awesome tip. I'm really excited to publish just that tip. You know,
it's there, it's free, it's usable, and it's going to get you paid.
I use ChatGPT and AI every day to run Boom Cloud, and several months ago, I tasked my twin brother Justin, who runs our operations here at Boom Cloud, to implement an AI in every department. That we need to be leveraging and embracing AI in every department of our company, and I would encourage dental practice owners to do the same, because it's changing, and it's changing faster than I've ever seen technology change before. And technology has changed fast over the years. This is fast. I run a technology company, and I'm sprinting to try and keep up with all the changes in AI. It is crazy. So wonderful tip. I love it.
Yeah, AI is going to replace all of us, all our jobs, probably in the next couple of years.
I don't believe that yet. I think it's going to enhance our ability to do more. And let me just give you an example of that. I hired a bunch of marketing people for a period, and we've reduced. We're able to reduce to one person to do like many other people's job, right? So yeah, some people may be reduced out, but it's leveraging the people that actually use AI, right? So just in the past 7 days, my team, one person, was able to write 62 SEO optimized articles for Google search using AI and of course human oversight. It's amazing what you can do. You can do so much more, from marketing to fighting insurance claims. It's fascinating. So I would encourage all practice owners listening to this to get on board and really start to figure out how to integrate this change within your practice. So with that said, Susan, let's talk about implementing the change.
Change is so hard.
It is so hard, but so fun.
Hard. Yes. And, adaptability keeps us alive.
Yes.
With change, it's really a psychological game. And it's all about how you approach it when you're forced to change. Right now, we're not forced to take in AI, but it's a good adaptive practice for us.
Yes.
So when you're looking at change, the best thing you can do is come at it, instead of with fear, with curiosity.
Yeah, embrace it.
Yes. So you want to embrace it. You want to look at 4 doors, okay? And I talk about this in my webinar. It talks about embracing the change that you can actually make a difference with. It talks about getting rid of the changes that aren't serving you. And then it talks about dealing with the change that you have no control over.
Sure.
So when you want to implement change, you want to understand first what your brain is doing, because you're going to get that opposition. You're going to get that pushback.
Pushback, yeah.
Pushback. So if you go to your team and you're saying, oh, we want to incorporate ChatGPT on all of our narratives. We're going to, invest in Annie, and we want to do this in our clinical notes. And we want to really embrace this change. And your front office person is like, you want me to learn AI? What? I don't think I can do this. I feel like I need to quit. Okay, so that reaction is fear. Fear and excitement inside your brain is the similar chemical compound. So if you feel that fear, then the person introducing that change needs to recognize that and flip the script. How you flip that script is you decide what you're going to keep, what you're going to chuck, what you're going to change, and what you're going to accept. So those are your 4 doors. Change is good.
Yes.
I mean, look at history.
The only constant is change, right?
The only constant is change. And thank God, because could you imagine driving a Model A on our roads today?
Yeah.
Or
totally,
dressed in Western garb or petticoats and,
like stiff clothes that are uncomfortable.
Exactly. Change is good.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's hard to see it when it's in front of you because it's unfamiliar.
Yes.
It's unknown. And it really has an unknown impact on you. So when you're flipping the script and you want to implement change in your practice, like AI in insurance, you really want to identify what you're going to keep, because that gives your team stability. We're not going to change the phone system. We're not going to change our format. We're not going to change our protocol. We're going to keep our patients happy. We're going to do A, B, and C the same as we always have been. So you decide what you're going to keep. And then you say, but here's what we're facing. A lot more denials. I'm not getting paid. We need to get paid so that I can pay you. So we are looking at implementing this change for our betterment. So we're going to chuck this old way. We're going to chuck these cookie canned narratives on our claim forms that are just plugins. We're going to change our templates in our clinical notes so they're not so cut and paste. AI is looking at all of that data. And if you're using a clinical template and you're just dropping it in as a plugin, AI is recognizing that, and it is data mining that for an audit.
Interesting.
So the next thing is embracing what you can't change. Let's face it, insurances, they want to keep as much money as possible.
Yeah, what was it last?
Every claim they can for whatever reason.
Last year, they just spent like 160, what was the number, Ben? 160 million on lobbying so that they can not pay claims.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And Cigna. So my part about the AI, I'm a bit of a, I'm the hugest critic for AI as it pertains to dentistry, and in large part because I've seen how it works. And I get what you say. I get what you say in terms of it finding tools and resources to help, and I love technology to help us with that. But last year, Cigna started with the state of California for developing AI that auto adjudicates and not auto adjudicates, auto denies claims.
Denies, yeah.
The auto adjudication has been around for a long time, but technology makes it so much more easier,
faster.
And then I'm curious about your thoughts about this, Susan. I spoke with a tech group out of the UK, and they go to every dental conference here in the United States, and they are right next to a dental school there, and they've been developing a technology that addresses what you said in the beginning about how all these insurance carriers want these different criteria, different checklists of things in their minds to constitute a legitimate claim, right? A claim that fits the criteria for coverage. So this group is developing just that, and they're not the only one, right? And the system itself is going to adapt to the changes that the insurance industries want with their AI, and then the dentistry AI that's used in the practices adapts to that, right? And so we're doing that manually right now, right, Susan? We're chasing the insurance companies around to figure out how to play the game, right? But technology is replacing humans on that side. That's been apparent. It's hard to call provider relations for any insurance company these days. And now we're developing AI to chase the insurance companies' algorithms, right? How do you foresee that impacting the team members in the practice, right? Is that going to minimize team members, or is it going to allow team members that are already there to be? I know it's going to allow people to be a lot more efficient, but is there a possibility that could eliminate jobs on the dental side? I know this is kind of a controversial question, but I would love your thoughts on that, because that's my biggest
I love your
fear.
question.
It's all change, yeah.
Question.
It's change. And
Yep.
it's,
But think about AI. It will never totally replace humans, because that would mean that humans would have to know exactly what they want. They would have to program the AI for 100% of what is inside their brain.
Yeah.
And we're not there yet. I don't know if we ever will be there.
There's a creativity aspect that humans have that AI doesn't have, that we influence AI.
There's a next level. Oh gosh, what do they call it? It's like a quantum computer. That it has the ability to see the way the human mind sees in terms of multitasking, where you can have one thought process and then another one kind of separately, kind of work on its own. But when they meet together, that's where creativity happens, right? So the scientific community is very close to develop. I think it's called a quantum computer system or something like that, that operates very similarly to that of the human brain. And it's like, that's kind of amazing. Oh, but that's also a little scary too,
Yep.
There have been many movies that have given us the projected outcome of that scenario.
Right.
Yes.
But I love technology and I love how it could make us better. But I'm just wondering how that's going to play out from a claims processing perspective, like you're talking about, Susan, on how it's going to make, I know it's going to make dental practices better, but do you have any caution for practices in terms of new information like this, from the perspective of what should we be skeptical about when we're going to these conferences and hearing about not just technology, but new things? And how does that, or can that skepticism help practices determine the level of immediate implementation, or, more investigation?
Oh, I like that question too. So I'm going to first
Ben's really good at asking questions.
Oh, no.
I agree. Yes.
I just crack jokes and laugh. That's all I'm here for.
I
keep it lively.
Yeah.
So it's not going to take everybody's job.
Yeah.
It is going to enhance the one person that you have on your team that embraces it and uses it as a good tool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an example. So 2.5 years ago, the code inside Henry Schein, the AI that they implemented in Smart Image to automatically attach images to your claims to make it better, faster, more efficient, was a great line of code, and I love it when it works. To make that work, your back staff has to clearly and correctly identify the tooth that they are taking a radiograph of and label it so.
Yeah.
Intraoral images. If your office is labeling your intraoral image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not going to correlate with tooth numbers. So the software in AI is not going to automatically attach your intraoral image of your core buildup and get that claim paid for crown and core, it doesn't have the right information. So you can use the AI. It puts the smart image right in your claim, but you have to verify it. You can't set it and forget it. And that is the perfect example of what AI can do for us. You can't set it and forget it. It's not going to take the person away from double checking to make sure that you have an intraoral, that you have the clinical notes for the right day, for the right tooth. It's just not going to happen. There's oversight from humans that will always be necessary.
Yeah.
For now.
For now, yes.
Well, no, I like that. I think that's a great response because you know, we have new technology too. Like Jordan's the one that keeps telling me, man, there's all this great technology that exists out there, makes business owners' lives better. And
Yes,
as I've started to implement a lot of that, what I've noticed is that it takes a lot of human input.
It does.
It still does.
Yeah, it doesn't always work on its own. You can
train it. You know, and Ben, I'm happy to go over to your. So Ben's is my neighbor, Susan. I'm happy to ride my bike over to your house, Ben, and walk you through my process.
I want to come play.
I'll make sure we have some like pops and stuff.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that.
So back when they introduced Gemini a couple years ago in Google, I got an email and it invited me to help train Gemini.
Okay.
So it was called something else before it was Gemini.
And Gemini is Google's AI.
Yes,
it competes with ChatGPT.
Correct. Yes. So it was at the cusp of ChatGPT 3, right before 4 was being introduced. So here I was just, telling this AI software what to look for in words, and it would try and come up with the image from my words. If I didn't use the right words, I would have to say, no, that's not right. Here's a better sentence that would describe what I'm looking for. So if you wanted a cat riding a planet with rainbows shooting out of its eyes, and you wanted an image of that, it would give you a cat, just a cat, and then it would give you a planet over here, and the cat would not be riding the planet. So you have to use your words and say, I want A, and a full description, B, full description, C, full description, in that order. You can't have it out of order. And that's the key with AI, is it cannot be out of order and it must be complete.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's helping us be better communicators is what I've noticed for myself using it every day. It's helping me better communicate what I want, not only with AI, but with people, my employees, right? I'm figuring out how to better communicate with them because I'm talking to AI all the time and teaching it, how to understand my communication style. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm not very clear on this, and this. I'm going to try to be more clear on this when I'm talking to humans and AI.
Yeah. So
that's what it's doing for me.
It sounds like to me that these AI software technology that we're talking about, it sort of helps the non-superhuman people like me be a little bit more organized. Is that a good way to summarize it?
That is a good summary. Yep. And it's going to help you organize not just the thoughts and your actions, but it's also going to help you organize and grow from that in little areas like mapping out your distance in your car, that was a big change for us. We used to have paper maps, and now I cannot drive, to a dental conference without using GPS, Google Maps. As sorry as it is, it gets me there.
Yeah. It's
and now you have, if you ever, you both lived in Arizona. If you go down to Arizona, they have the autonomous cars, the vehicles that you can ride.
Oh yeah, Waymo.
Now you don't even.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. Now you don't even need Uber or Google Maps. You just hop in one of those things.
Yes.
Change, more change.
Yeah.
So, Susan, two questions here. How do you tell your team of major change? And then how do you tell your patients of that major change?
So because my company deals a lot with transitions and sometimes an acquisition of a new practice, and that change happens.
Big change.
It's a big change. It's a forceful change.
Yes.
And I have been in every season of that change where the doctor has decided, I have a medical problem, I'm selling immediately, doesn't inform his team, goes through an intent to sell, gets a buyer, and the first day that the team is introduced to their new owner is the day that the old doctor has exited the practice. And it is very difficult to get your team to accept that change when it feels like they have been accosted, that they have not been trusted in the process. So when do you inform your team that a major change is going to happen? Involve them at a stage where you know it is a definite, for sure transaction, that it's not going to fall apart. So informing your team gives them some agency. It gives their mental processes time to not feel like they are hurt and abandoned. You know, the trauma bond of a relationship in the workplace can be much like a marriage. You know, you see these people for 8 hours a day, sometimes more, and that's more than you see your own family. You develop these bonds with these people.
You do.
And when something like that happens, it's very similar to a breakup. And to avoid that,
it really is.
Have communication. You want to give them time to process. So when do you tell your team? When you know that it's a for sure thing. And you can say, I didn't want to tell you before now because it was still up in the air. It was still not definite. So when you do know for sure, that's when you tell your team and you embrace what you can change, what you can't change, and you give it the spin of this is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's important, right, Susan? Because you want to have the transition where the change is being implemented, whether team members like it or not. How do you influence positivity or make the process positive for team members with the new change?
You bring cookies. Every time you change something, you bring cookies.
Food is a good motivator.
Pavlov's law or whatever, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing, right? You change and here's some cookies or something nice, right?
Well, funny thing is, sugar, especially chocolate, is a dopamine hit. So dopamine is the chemical in your brain that, you know, plays with the serotonin and gives you that happy feeling. So cookies would be a good icebreaker.
Literally, we do something like this every morning with our sales team, right? To hit the number. Maybe they're waking up a little bit slow and we need them to make a quick change to call people and book appointments and everything, right? And it can be hard work and work that nobody looks forward to. So we do reward them with, hey, if you call this many, you know, practices and book this many appointments before this time, you get a free lunch with cookies.
There you go.
You know, and it works really well, and it's so simple. But that's just my thoughts. I want to hear more of your thoughts.
Well, so you were talking about when do you inform your patients? Okay, so when you are bringing in an associate into your practice, at what time do you say, surprise, I'm not seeing you anymore. Here's my new doctor.
Sure.
So most people, because we were all cavemen at one point in time, do not like surprise.
No.
It gives us the fight, flight, or fawn response naturally. So our parasympathetic system shuts down, our logic brain goes out the window, and we're like, ah! So when you tell your patients you want to do it in a way and in a time frame that you can give them some cooling off period, some, like you don't want to call the person saying, we're looking forward to your hygiene appointment today. Oh, by the way, you're going to see Annie. And the patient's like, who's Annie? I've never seen Annie before. Oh, she's new. She's great. You're going to love her.
Here's a cookie.
Yes.
Sorry.
We'll send you home some Werther's candies.
Yeah.
After your dental appointment. Here.
Yep.
Come see us in 3 months. That's job security.
Yep. Right there.
So how would that conversation go if 2 weeks before that appointment, you send out a very nice weave message that is a template or, whatever campaign program that you use.
Yeah.
And you say, we are so excited to see you. We have this little video or something to introduce you to the hygienist that is seeing your patients for this day. And it's, again, AI incorporated. It's a quick little 30-second. And in this day and age, everybody loves a video more than a text. And
yes,
I don't know of any millennial that will read an email these days.
It has to be in the form of a TikTok, I think.
Yeah, very similar, very similar.
Yep.
So if you were to introduce the change, oh, Annie has joined our team. She comes from Northwestern. She lived in this area, just 2 or 3 sentences to say, hey, here's a new person. We're going to see you on this time and day. That just gives them the mental break that they need to accept that change rather than something that is unplanned,
surprised,
unknown, very surprising.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I love that. I love the video idea because often when I go to like medical or even a dental practice or whatever, right, and I'm dealing with somebody like working in my mouth or whatever, I like to know who is person.
Yes.
Right. It feels awkward if you don't know the person, and like a video text like that, I think is perfect. Like that's exactly. I'm an older millennial, and that's exactly what I would like to see, right? I don't like being surprised by a new person that's going to be working on my teeth, right? Especially because it's so personal, right? That you want somebody that you know, like, and trust.
So think about new patients after COVID, when we were all donning the full regale of PPE, the hat, the glasses, the face mask.
We can't see who you are in Connect. Yeah.
And you're seeing this doctor for the first time, and it feels more like a science experiment than getting your teeth cleaned. That was very scary to come back to into the office environment. But it was necessary. And we were forced into that change.
Sure.
And we got used to it, didn't we? We all got used to wearing masks, but thankfully we don't have to anymore.
Yeah, I just hid. That's all I did.
I just stayed home the whole time.
Just stayed in my basement.
Pretty much.
No, Susan, this has been an excellent episode. So far, one of my favorites. Let's close the episode out. I think this is amazing. What if someone wants to reach out to you and learn more about how you can help them within their practice? How do they find you?
So Dentrix Practices can find me on Instagram at 180. And I will say, with a caveat there, my Instagram is not business related. It is personal. It is me.
Yeah, they get to know who you are.
They get
Perfect.
to know my likes, my hobbies, and it gives them a little insight. On my page, I have pinned what you can expect. There's
Okay.
me on a video there, the third frame in.
No
and it
surprises.
says,
You're doing a great job so far.
I am just not a person that is going to spam you with emails.
Yeah.
I love my company. I love what I do. And what we do is we clean up Dentrix. So if your numbers just are not making sense, I come in and I look at your data. We clean up your data. We FIFO all of the payments so that your associate gets paid when he does the exam. We look at how your insurance database is set up, because payer IDs are how the office gets paid. Now, because there are 5 clearinghouses that process all medical data, 3 of those process all dental claims. And, the Change Healthcare issue earlier in, early March, late February, really brought that to light, where we had to change our clearinghouse or how we submit our claims electronically. Payer IDs is something else that we clean up, and we identify those based on your software and your clearinghouse, because each clearinghouse has their own unique list. The other thing that my company does for you is my accounting background helps you identify the differences between what your reports say and what you're looking at on your dashboard. Why don't my numbers match? Well, they're never going to match identically. Never. Because just as soon as your front desk takes one payment, well, your dental intel has changed like in a second.
Sure.
So your dashboard with whatever software that you're using, like Practice by Numbers or, some of the others that are out there, they're really good for measuring the metrics. And the metrics that get measured get improved. And you'll hear speakers talk about
Yes, they do.
Every time. Sandy Perdue says it, Dana Johnson says it. It's something that is a true statement that we have all really grabbed a hold of. The metrics that get measured get improved. So we want to look at all of that data, and that's what we do. I audit your Dentrix. I look and see why it doesn't match, because I like numbers. That's my background before I was.
That's your thing.
Yeah, that's what I went to college for. But I did not ever take my CPA boards. I decided to build computers and write code and learn DBase and Linux. And
this is why you love technology.
Right? This is why you're so fun to talk with. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You have a great background. And I'm totally impressed with, your knowledge of what you were talking about in the beginning with insurance. It's like, holy smokes, we need to chat with Susan more and interview
sounds
her
like
more.
We need to do it.
Sounds like a long time.
Sounds like we need to do a part 2 and 3 with Susan.
Yeah, and I have some other things I want to talk to Susan about, other webinars and conferences that people are looking for people that have Susan's knowledge set, which is something I don't have. It's like I just talk to people all the time that want to know the stuff behind the scenes, right? On claims processing, how insurance companies think and things like that. So no, thank you, Susan. This has been
so good.
Yeah, it's been a great episode.
I followed you on Instagram. So
well, thank you.
BoomCloud now follows you, and I now follow you. So we're gonna have a good time.
I'm on Facebook, and
great.
I'm also in the process of a new website.
Great.
And the old website is active, but it is under construction. So you can contact me through my website at 180dental.net directly. Google will bring me right up. So if you type 180dental.net, Google will give you all my contacts right on that front page and give you some of the other videos that I've done. So you can reach out anytime, especially if it's Dentrix Core. or computer related.
I love it
That's
so much.
awesome.
Susan, it was so fun having you on this episode today. This was valuable information for our audience. So we appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us on the episode. So Ben, any final thoughts, brother?
No, that's it for today. Amazing
Okay.
episode. Thank you, Susan.
With
Thank
that
you,
sa-
Ben.
with that said, we hope everyone has a rocking day.